In this video, we'll be discussing I2 Conversion Server, and in particular, we'll be looking at I2 Conversion Server connectivity into HP Trim, and this is HP Trim version 7 that I'll be showing here. So here we have I2 Conversion Server, and normally when you install it, you could run the job wizard at any time to click step by step through creating a job, and you can see here I've got some jobs already in existence here. And a job merely represents a series of settings for a particular document conversion process that I want to have. So let's have a look at an existing job, and in particular, as I discussed, we'll be looking at HP Trim. So let's have a look at this job. And I've just double-clicked to bring up its job properties for us to have a look at. So here I have named my job, and I've made it active, and that merely means that it's going to have a tick next to it. So those jobs that are active are going to be invoked and commence when I start Conversion Server. And here it also specify my file format or formats to watch for and to convert from. In my next tab, I'd specify the source of where these images or documents are going to be coming from. So in this case, you can see it's a folder. But I also have the ability to create, or I should say detect, subfolders as well and convert those documents from within those as well. I could also specify a particular email address for those email attachments to automatically be converted, so they could be renamed, converted and pushed into Trim as well. And a good example of that might be like an accounts email address or something of that nature. But also I could specify by clicking on this button to list all supported multifunction devices. And that would enable me just to tick the boxes of those particular models of multifunction devices on my network, and that would automatically push what we call a one-touch button on the LCD screen of the photocopier, and that would enable me to walk up to that device, put the documents in and scan them just by the touch of a button. Under the File Name tab, this is where we would specify the output file type that we want these documents to be converted to. And you can see we support the archiving standard of Adobe Acrobat, both text searchable, so we can search for a word or phrase within our converted documents, as well as the image, PDFA, and a wide range of different file formats as well. Because a human being doesn't get involved with the naming of these files, we've got some options here, and we call these sort of system variables, where we could use, for example, the source file name, step by number, and a combination of things. So you can see here I also have a prefix and a suffix to build my jobs from, my document names I should say, from as well. Okay. Next tab is my filters. This is where I could specify such things as deleting blank pages. I could also use document separators. I would print them from within I2 Conversion Server. They've got a barcoded sheet, and I simply put those in between my documents when I scan them, and automatically they will be detected and a separate document will be created each time a document separator is seen. I can have added features to deskew, remove borders, and even detect the orientation of my documents and make sure they are flipped the right way for me during processing. Now we're confirming, or I should say concentrating on our Trim connectivity, so I'm just going to go to the Trim tab here, but I could have specified this and a number of different outputs to be processed at the same time if I wish. But under the HP Trim tab, you can see here is where I would tick and also browse to, as I've done, my particular Trim database. And you can see here I've got the ability to browse my Trim database and specify a particular container to put these files into. Assign a particular classification, and all this is doing is bringing up the settings that I have within my Trim database. My record type, for example, the ability to finalize the record, and also I can assign these particular documents to a particular Trim user or a user group. So an example might be, let's say that I'm scanning an accounts payable documents, and I might want these automatically assigned to the accounts payable user group. Once I've specified how I want these documents to be converted and routed, I save it. There's my job. And what we're going to do here is I'm just going to have a quick look at a document that I've scanned that's going to be converted into trim. So I've got the ability within Conversion Server to navigate to my source folder in this case. And let's have a quick look at this document so you can see what's going to be happening as part of the process. So in this example, it's a TIFF file, but as you can see, there's a wide range of different files and formats that we can specify. But here I wanted to show you the batch separator sheet, which I've made reference to. That's going to be detected, and each of these particular documents are going to be separated automatically. Alright, we're ready to start Conversion Server. And I have two choices. One is I can run i2 Conversion Server as a Windows service. This is quite powerful. It means that once I enable this, I can actually shut down the application. I can even log out of the PC, and this will become part of the core of the operating system. And these jobs that are enabled will continue to function, convert, and route without my intervention. But for demonstration purposes, I'm actually going to run Conversion Server in the foreground. We're just going to see a little bit of activity within Conversion Server. Alright. So you can see here it's now gone to the job that I've enabled, and obviously I can have as many jobs enabled as I wish. It's showing me thumbnails of the files that it's found within that source location. And down the bottom it's actually telling me a status of that particular file and how it's progressing. And you can see at a history here of the history log of particular files that have been converted. Now that will continue watching those enabled jobs, converting those documents automatically without my intervention at any stage. Alright, let's bring up HP Trim. And as I mentioned, this is Trim version 7. And the easiest way of showing you these documents is just to hit my Recent Documents queue. And there are my files, my record number, the fact that if you can recall that I specified this is to be March accounts, step by number, and the date of creation automatically. So that's a nice, quick and easy, yet very powerful way of getting documents directly into HP Trim. And remembering this could have been an email address, a folder, or in fact a button off a supported multifunction device. Okay. For any further questions, you're welcome to visit our website, i2software.com.au, where there's further information and also additional videos on other features of our applications.